Hi everybody and welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my island Cresco, my spring farm island, which currently is almost completely blank, and I got one single white pumpkin out of all of these. I just planted those a little while ago because I still hadn't gotten a single white pumpkin. Wait, this was stupid. And I'm not planning on using the orange ones. I do want to use white, green, and maybe yellow pumpkins. Because pumpkins, of course, are not a spring crop, you know. I'm very much aware of that. But I do like pumpkins for farm islands, so I do want to use pumpkins on this island. So I thought, well, green and white would be great, and maybe a few yellow ones. But I haven't gotten a single white pumpkin until now. But one is enough. And very easy to multiply, so I'm gonna plant them here while I talk about my plans for this episode. I did search for codes on my own. I did show my main codes in the end of the last video. I decided to do it on my own because it's just simpler that way. It's much quicker and much easier in handheld mode, and then of course you can't record anything. That's why I did not get any footage. I'm just gonna plant these real quick. Okay, then these can multiply here. Most importantly, the white ones, I feel like. I might not end up using it all that much, but I do want to try. I will have to dig up all of these in a second, though. Because my plan for today is basically to just start, which is always the hardest part for me, I have to say. Traditionally, I like to start with the entrance. I don't always do it like that. Sometimes I just start with any villager home to kind of try out my theme, get used to it, things like that. Now this is a no terraforming island, so I'm kind of more limited than in the past, and it's kind of hard for me to already settle all the layout stuff and so on, because my idea for this island was also to just kind of take it step by step, not plan the entire thing yet. So, you know, the entrance is just a great place to start. So that's what we're gonna do, starting with like the main pathing, and then I usually like to place trees and like the major stuff, I guess, and then sprinkle items in between. However, this is a farm island, so I do kind of want you to, like, I know if you dream of the island, you arrive at resident services, but let's imagine you visit via the airport. The first thing I want you to see is a farm, right? So I thought about all the crops and plants that you usually see in the countryside where I live or where I grew up in the springtime, and I couldn't help but think of canola all the time. I'm not entirely sure if that is a typical spring crop, but I thought that would kind of be a cute idea. Of course, we do not have canola in Animal Crossing, but I'm thinking I could maybe use yellow hyacinths. I know people have been using yellow hyacinths for corn farms quite a bit, but we could still try if it works for canola as well. Okay, I did have to move the pumpkins and remove some of the holes at least. So I can kind of work with a blank canvas. Let me open up the map real quick to kind of see how much space we have. So there's a lot of room between the airport and resident services. I wanted it that way, and it's good. So the entrance for me typically is the path between the airport and resident services, but this is kind of a large area, so we might have to think of, let's say, two different builds. One of them being like the, let's say, first half or so from here up until, I don't know, maybe here, and then there could be something else entirely leading up to resident services. And then I do kind of want to put a bridge here. I did try that out in the beginning with the first bridge that we had to put down, and it was not enough room. So this is a spot where I might make an exception and just, I don't know, adapt this part ever so slightly so that I can put a bridge here. Because then the pathing could kind of continue here, and you'd have to walk across the plaza to kind of use the path, you know, that will lead you around the island. And my vision for this first part, like the entrance part of this area here, would be to have like a little bit of pathing going straight And then I kind of wanted to go diagonally for quite a bit. The thing is, and I didn't consider that when I came up with the idea, we do have the pond here, and I kind of forgot that I cannot remove it if I want to stick to the no terraforming thing, which I definitely do. So we'll kind of have to see if that gives me enough room for what I want, because canola farms are massive. They are huge. So I want this to be big enough to kind of bring across the idea. But we're gonna try it. It could also be that we have like, I don't know, a straight bit of pathing here, and the farm will only go to the left. And then once we go into the diagonal section of the path, we might switch to a different build or so. We will have to see. What I do think would be nice would be to have a villager home, kind of close to the entrance as well. I don't know which one yet, but I'm definitely gonna try and work one home into the entire build. So the main pathing will be the light, or like the normal dirt path. So let's just see what we can do with it. I do kind of want you to get to resident services diagonally, if that's possible. I'm not entirely sure, because I think for a good diagonal path, you need it to be like 3 tiles wide, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll have to see if that will kind of work, because it's not gonna be centered, right? Or will this work, actually? I think that could work. I'll try it out. If not, I can just have, I don't know, 2 or 3 tiles straight and then go into the diagonal part. But let's plan with diagonal for now. Oh, I thought she could remove weeds automatically with this, but it seems like it only works with the landscaping tools. Fair enough, but kind of makes sense. So if we continue the diagonal thing, we would kind of end up here. And then where's the airport? Okay, we're already almost in line with the airport. It would be... Oh, we kind of would already have to go into the diagonal piece. Is that what I want? I'm not sure I'm in the right line, but it's about the line, and we'd have to go diagonal right here. Oh, I don't know if I like that. I mean, we could also, I don't know, like go down straight a little bit and go to the left until we reach like this point maybe. And then go down, and we have the diagonal piece like go by the little pond. I definitely want the straight piece of the pathing to continue a little bit further. This would definitely be enough. I could even reduce it a little bit if I have to. And then I'm not sure about this. I think I do just need to try it out, which is sad, because if I do want to move it, I'll have to basically almost remove it all. So you need to round all the edges. If not, it doesn't work. All the edges need to be rounded. And then you put that silly little custom code on top, and then it will kind of look like a diagonal path. It does kind of show, it doesn't perfectly blend in with the normal grass. But to be fair, I think it's as close as it's gonna get, and with items around, nobody's gonna see that, right? So this is what it will look like. Do we like it? I mean, technically you don't have to enter the plaza from this spot. Maybe we could manage to enter the plaza here also, of course. Wrong path. That's gonna happen all the time, I feel like. We could also try and enter the plaza here and then do diagonal like that. If that works. I'd have to try. And then you enter here and you kind of walk across the plaza, and we're gonna have the path leave it to the right hand side. Huh. Could also be, maybe. You know what? I think all of these options are very decent. What I need to think about is where I want the canola farm to be, because I want it to be massive. Ideally to both sides of the path, maybe. I do have quite a few hyacinth seeds with me, not that many. I'll probably have to get more at one point. But we'll see. It would be cute maybe to have the villager home close to the pond, don't you think? So the villager home could maybe go... this is a pathing I'm never gonna use on this island, I feel like. So the villager home could maybe go like right next to it, or maybe a little bit to the left. The thing is, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see this from the airport. It might be too far away. It's hard to say. I think you won't really be able to see it from here, but then if you come closer from here, you should already be able to see it. I think I have a pergola with me that I could try to put down here. Just to see, because it's a pretty big and high item. Of course, it isn't the perfect size or anything, but I think... Oh, then you should be able to see the house from the airport. Maybe that's cute. Maybe that's cute. I like it. We can definitely see about that. The thing is, if I put the house there, I kind of would need to make it accessible in a way. And for that, I have several options. I could, of course, use the in-game pathing as well, but these are kind of my main roads, I think. I do have the plank pathing, but I'm not sure this would be the moment. And the only other option I have really is this like cobblestone dirt path combination thingy, which I could try out. I'm gonna try and make it as, like, let's say small as possible or thin as possible, because I do want a difference like between the cobble path thingy and the actual like main road. Oh, I have an idea. I'm most likely gonna plant all... Oh, the map is gonna look so bad. Because I'm thinking for the farms, I'm gonna use the dark dirt path. Sometimes I'm gonna have to use the light dirt path too when I wanna do like different lines. But if I want to do a farm, I'm definitely going to plant the stuff like in dirt, I suppose. And what I could maybe do is not have the canola farm like on the left and right side of the main road, but have it like on the left side, but then have the path that leads to the villager's home go in between. What do you want? What do you want? Oh, what are we going to learn? Which one? The resignation? Well, he showed me so many emotions in that little conversation. Ah, okay. Well, thanks, bud. Okay, I'm sorry, this is such a chaos. Put some pathing down there and then continue with the codes here, and then, I don't know, it's just the way it's gonna go. This wouldn't work. Because my idea would be to have the little cobblestone path. I'm not even sure that's a real English word, or if I just made that up. I wanted to meet the main road at one point. So let's maybe start with that, without it being too repetitive, of course. And to be honest, I'm thinking it might be a little too long for my taste. We'll have to check if the creator has an alternative center piece for this pathing. Might be. I think it's a pretty common one. Just to break it up a bit, because it seems like I'm gonna use this pathing more than I thought. And for longer pieces than I thought. I did actually end up getting rid of the gray road design that I had. I kind of didn't feel like it would fit the vibe. Okay, I do think it's a little too long. The path, I mean. So I'm gonna bring the house a little closer and adapt the path accordingly. I think maybe until here would be good. And then the pond is not gonna be like beside the home, it's gonna be behind it. But I think I can maybe work with that. I think with a no terraforming island, you kind of need to, you know, be flexible. What about this? I made it a little thinner. It looks a little weird, to be fair. And then the house would also come further down. I think I need to bring it to the left at least one tile. I don't want it to block the pond because we need to work with the little water that we get. Oh, we do have lots of rivers. The starter maps usually have lots of water in form of rivers. But I do love ponds, so we do need to use them wisely. Okay, maybe something like this? It looks a little weird. I might have to redo it, but for now, at least the rough outline would be fine. And then this would kind of be where the farm goes. It would have to be a little longer. If you walk here, I want the canola farm to cover the entire frame, basically, so you can't see where it ends, if you know what I mean. Roll, this is not the moment to be here, really. Why is everybody here now? Okay, let's see. I kind of would like to have the diagonal part of the path like around here then, so you can see the pond. Does that kind of line up? I'd have to see. If I want to consider this idea... Huh. I think that might be too close to the pond then. Or I do commit and have the path like almost touch the pond. I think it would be like right next to it. I think I would have one tile or so between the pond and the path then. Do I want that? I think we're gonna choose a middle way. And we're gonna have you enter the plaza like here. I'm gonna get rid of everything else. Just gonna be a bit annoying. But that's what we're gonna do. And then I think it kind of comes along a bit better. Then I have a little bit of room between the road and the pond to decorate. And then we'd kind of do the switch between straight and diagonal path around here, which I think is maybe better, I guess. Oh, but then my canola farm idea kind of doesn't translate very well. Because my idea then was to plant canola, or yellow hyacinths, here, to the left of this teeny tiny path, and to the right, but then we're too close to the main road. Right? Let me put the pergola back to see how I can move it without it moving out of frame. I think I could still move the house further to the left, and I kind of need to say goodbye to the idea of connecting the pond and the house. But if I move it a little bit to the left, it would make the path longer again, but maybe that's not too bad. Maybe like this. Yeah. Would that give me enough room here to plant more yellow hyacinths? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't make a huge difference, to be fair. Okay, maybe something like this. And then we would have yellow hyacinths all over. I think that would maybe give me a little bit more room. Not as much as I would have liked, but maybe it doesn't look too bad. I should just try it out before discarding the idea entirely. Okay, so that would be the house placement. Maybe I'll just leave the pergola there. It's actually better than just the in-game pathing. That would be the house placement. I don't like the way the pathing turned out here, so I'll have to see. You walk here, you can see the house, which is nice. And then about here, you'd kind of already switch, right? Yeah. Okay, let me connect the main road, because this kind of bothers me. Okay, this is where it would connect. So I took it a little bit too far already. This here would already be a corner, I guess. Oh, I keep forgetting that we have like the scooting thing now. I'm not playing on my Switch 2. I'm currently working on my Jungle Island Sanctum on my Switch 2. So I don't have the Switch 2 upgrade on this island, I guess. But of course I do have the update, the free update. We do not have the hotel though, because I haven't decided yet if I want to upgrade my museum, and as far as I know, that's connected. Like you do need to have the museum building to be able to get the hotel. But of course we should be able to get, like we do have these little features. We should be able to get the flower and tree storage feature and all of that. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, that should be the path. And then we'd have to round the edges, of course. But I don't want to see how much room that gives me to the right of the house. not too much, to be fair. Then I'm not sure if my idea is gonna translate. It wouldn't be the end of the world, of course. As I haven't planned too much, it wouldn't be too much of a disappointment if an idea doesn't translate well into the reality. If I continue here, will it cover up the pond? If so, then maybe that's not too good. I mean, you'll definitely be able to see the pond, right? Right? Because I mean, if I plant, let's say we plant hyacinths, I don't know what to do with the lines in between yet. I'm probably just gonna fill it up. Ah, right, they're not fully grown, of course. I forgot. Oh, they're so bright and shiny. Oh my goodness. I didn't remember they were so bright. I'm not sure this is smart, because if I have to move them, I'm gonna have to dig them up one by one. I mean, Shep thinks it's still cute, right? We could also kind of have some wooden planks here to kind of lead you to the pond or whatever. There's so much we can do. These are so interesting, the planks I mean, because they kind of look so 3D. I kind of cannot grasp how they're supposed to work, but I like them, so we're gonna try to use them. Oh no, that doesn't work. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I think then I'd have to get rid of this hyacinth here maybe, because this is definitely not enough room. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I should focus on the main pathing first. Swoosh. Remove. Scoot. Swoosh. Remove. Okay. Swoosh. I have to say I'm not sure I'm overdoing the whole diagonal path thing. Also, isn't it too thin? I might have to check Pinterest again how people did the diagonal pathing. Kind of seems thin to me when I walk on it. We'll see. I kind of feel like I need to get a house. Who do we have on the island? Who do I associate with canola? I mean, Shep is kind of neutral. I want Gabby. My rough idea for her is that she kind of has this... I don't know if that exists in any country, but in Germany at least, we have those huge strawberry farms where in late spring you can go and you pay some amount of money, you get a little basket and you go and pluck your own strawberries. You fill up your basket. And I kind of feel like Gabby would be cute to put like her home like surrounded by strawberry fields and you put down some baskets. Kind of, you know, that's my idea for her. Then for Patty, I kind of want like, you know, a barn. And then I do want to get Crackle ideally, or maybe some other cool pig. And then I want to do like a pig pen, is that the word? The ones that I don't have like a fixed idea for are Eunice. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter whose house I move here. I can still switch everything. And I haven't completed the DLC yet, so I can't customize the houses. Let me check what the houses currently look like, just to make sure I can actually work with it. I could put down Lucky's house. Lucky's house is really good. Or even Quilson, to be honest. Let me move Quilson's house there. He's definitely not gonna stay. But his house has a good color. So let me put his house where the pergola is. I think now we should be able to expand the storage even more. I think that's a part of the update because of the flower storage and stuff. Because they don't stack the flowers. So every single... Oh, I think that was the wrong... Yeah. Every single flower and tree and shrub needs its own like slot in the storage. Oh, I could have also used maybe a shop or something. But no, I think a villager home is good. I can't forget to imagine it. Let me imagine. I wish we could move around a bit. Because it's one slot further to the left than the pergola. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to try. It's such a pretty home. All right. I think they should also let me bring the code a little closer, yeah. So technically I could also do that. And then for example, I could even leave a little more room in front of the pond in case I wanted to do a little something there. What do you want? Keeps following me around. Also not Shep with his little glasses. Kind of makes him look younger. Wait, but he doesn't have any eyes. Oh, he's adorable. I wanted him on an island for so long. I actually had Bam visiting my airport earlier, and he's one of my favorites, I'd say. I love him. He was my starter on one of either my first or my second island. I think it was my second island after the 2.0 update. I had Faith and Bam as starters, and they're so adorable. And of course I never let them leave. And I kind of would have considered Bam for this island. He's not the perfect fit, but I might have wanted to make him fit. But he wanted Shep to move out, and Shep was a dreamy for this island, so yeah. Of course I didn't get Bam in that case. Can you believe it? I have just the amount of yellow hyacinth bags for the dark dirt path that I put down. I mean, the farm might not be complete like that, but that's cool. Okay, then let me skip to the next day so that the house is actually there. Alrighty, of course it's raining, but I decided to hop in anyways because this way my flowers and crops are gonna be watered. So here we go. Gabby with her little rain hat. Will your ears not get wet? I wish the inside of her ears wasn't this like fluorescent purple. That's the only thing I don't like about her. Okay, so here we have all the flowers growing in, and that's the house. Yeah, I mean, cute, right? Is that what I wanted? I'm not sure. I think simply because I didn't have like that strict idea of what it needs to look like. What I am missing in this shot, or in this frame, is trees, but I don't want to cover up the farm, of course, so I will definitely need trees in the background. Yeah, maybe we can move some trees here. I think this one I could even stunt to the second to last stage, so that would be good to have a tree there. I'll have to see, because I'm most likely gonna plant hyacinths in between as well. And then maybe right here, but that will cover up the house. This is so close to the house. Maybe I'll have to move it over here, basically. I'll have to see. I might have to move them around, but for now I need them for the backdrop. And that rock there, of course, is not great. So there's gonna be a few trees. That's good. And then I do think to the right of the main path, I could either do the same thing, at least in this part, let's say like around this size maybe, of canola farm as well, and then move on to something else. But I might want to see if this is already enough. Let me check in Nook's Cranny if they sell yellow hyacinth packs today. That would be great. Okay, I got lucky. I'm gonna buy as many as I can. I hate that we cannot buy them in stacks of 10 at least. 5 is such a ridiculously small number. Like, if I want to buy something in bulk, then please give me more than 5. You know, I could plant more yellow hyacinths to the right of the path, just like to the end of the frame basically. And maybe... I mean, there's so much room. Also up until here maybe, you know? Or maybe a little further down. Because before I plant hyacinths in between the rows, I just want to see what it looks like the way it is now. Because another idea would also be to just in between add a ton of yellow mum cushions. And also some weeds and stuff. But it might be like, I mean, if I imagine a canola field, that definitely does cover an entire area. But that's just something that I've been considering. So before I fill everything up and then have to move all of the flowers again, I thought maybe I could just have a look first. You know, something like that. It wouldn't have to be much more than that. I just wanted to reach like the end of the frame basically. You know, like that maybe, and then I have to think if I want to continue here or not. Probably not. Or maybe one more line would be cute. Like a shorter one. I love how everybody's walking around reading in the rain. doing their stuff. Nobody's afraid of getting wet. Very good. And then I would probably also like to break it up a bit. So I'll remove this one here maybe, and then everything else we'll have to see. I did purchase quite a few yellow hyacinths. It might still not be enough in case I do want to plant hyacinths in the rows in between as well. Then I would obviously have to get more, but for this it should be enough. Okay, then I think I can skip 2 days. I could even skip 3, I think. I'm not gonna stunt any of the trees earlier than that, so maybe 3 days just to make sure all the flowers are grown in. Alrighty. Oh, that looks cute. Oh, and there's so many insects. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. I mean, it's not finished, of course. I just love that there's so many insects. I think that's cute. And I like that it's to both sides. That's kind of what I had in mind. And I like that the house kind of comes and goes, comes in and goes out of frame. Okay, I'm gonna have to stunt those trees now. Oh my goodness. As there's nothing else on this island, all the insects kind of come here now. Okay, and that one needs to be stunted. There we go. Nice. Okay, now the question is, do I want to plant more hyacinths in between? Or do I leave it open for some items? What do I have with me? An espresso maker. Great. I have cardboard boxes. Of course, there's no canola one. This is the sugarcane one. That's the closest I could find. We could sprinkle some wheat fields in between. Yeah, but that's not the right color. That doesn't work. I think I brought one of each color. That kind of doesn't feel right. No, that definitely doesn't work in this build. And then I have wooden boxes, I guess, and the pergola. I mean, the plan also was to not overdo it. I could use my grass path code to, I don't know, make this path a little more overgrown here and there. But I also do have weeds for that. Right? I think I made this too thin. I'm gonna have to try this pathway one tile wider soon. I might do that off cam though, and then I'll see which one I like better. I also still have to remove that one here. Okay, so what do we do about this? Do we like it? Do we leave it like that? Maybe I should just choose one area, maybe here to the front, and plant hyacinths in between. And once they're fully grown, I'll decide. Maybe I'll do 2 rows, but not more. Because it's gonna be annoying to remove them manually. And I cannot use Resetti because he's gonna remove the ones that I want to keep as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna let those go. You know what? It's kind of cute to have those tiny ones. That would of course be another idea as well. To plant hyacinths here as well, but then not have all of them fully grown. But that's gonna be so hard to do. I'd have to run through some of them randomly here and there. Or then replant some on the day of the DA. But that's gonna be so hard to do. But I kind of like this. But I think it's gonna be too much if I let them grow. Right? But I think for now I'm gonna commit. I hope I'm not gonna regret this. Okay, that's all of them. If I water them, shouldn't they replicate? I could plant a few more trees behind the pond. You should be able to see those from the front, right? And also right next to it, like, well, yeah, not that. But here, is that the same line as this one? I think it's not. And then here. I'm not sure, that might be too close. Oh, and then the river is really close as well. Interesting. Very interesting. Just gonna plant a few trees for the backdrop. I might not keep them there, but for now, it helps me imagine what it's gonna look like once it's done. Oh, and there's Nan studying the weed. Beautiful. Okay. Some of these might be stunted as well. I think I'm already liking it. That's kind of cute. It's cute. I hope I'm not overdoing it with the second row of hyacinths, or like filling up the empty lines with hyacinths. But we'll see. I can still get rid of them if I feel like it's too busy. But I'm kind of enjoying this. So let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any hints or any ideas, let me know. I really hope that you enjoyed watching, and I really hope I'm gonna see you in my next video as well. Take care, until I see you again. Goodbye.